Hi everybody, welcome back to my channel. It's Russell with Ink and Paper Blog. Hope everyone is doing well. It's a cloudy / sunny day here in San Jose, California, so I apologize if the light is a little bit crazy. Today I'm going to talk to you guys about 5 books that have been on my shelf for a very long time, and I want you guys to help me get them back to the top of my TBR. I'm hoping you guys have read them or have talked about them or heard about them, and we can have a conversation where they become more forefront in my to be read, because I really think I'm going to like them. I just need to pick them up. But first and foremost, I am going to introduce the last member of our little family here. This is Blanche. Isn't she adorable? Come on, Blanche. Blanche is our middle child. She is our only little dog, and we rescued her. She was in an adoption fair, actually on the side of a strip mall. We were walking to the pet store actually to buy food for our other dogs, and when we saw her, she wasn't being talked to, and we found out if she hadn't been adopted on the day that we got her, unfortunately it was going to be her last day. So we took her home. We didn't know what to expect. She was quite a little handful, but she has turned into one of the best dogs ever. She is a lover, and yeah, she's the mama of the house. She keeps us all in line. She has her brothers trained. So that's Blanche. Hope you guys were excited to meet her. She was the last kid, so I thought I'd put her up there. So first book is The Turner House by Angela Flournoy. And I apologize, Angela, if I am saying your last name wrong. As I've learned, I can't say anyone's last name recently, and some people's first names. The Turner House came to my attention really in the forefront last year when it was in the tournament of books. It made it all the way to the final, I believe. I can't remember. I don't think it won, but I know that it was a very close vote. The Turner House is a debut novel, and it focuses on a family that has lived in the same house for 50 years, and currently 13 children have grown up or still live in the house. That's what I know about it. It's in Detroit, where I've been to Detroit once on my way to Booktopia, Petoskey, and I didn't really get an experience to enjoy the city, but my friend Ryan is actually from Michigan, and he tells me great stories about growing up in Michigan, and so I feel like I should know more about Detroit than I really do. But this book really was raved about. It was a National Book Award finalist. It was kind of everywhere for a while, so of course I picked it up, and then it kind of just made it into the middle of my stack, so I haven't gotten back to it. Have you guys read it? Is it something that I should put back on the top of my stack? The Turner House by Angela Flournoy? Let me know down below, okay? I'll link the Tournament of Books. I can't imagine that you guys don't know what that is, but I'll put their link. They're going on right now, actually. So it's really exciting. It's like the book version of March Madness, if you know what that is. And I get so many books from that every year, which I wind up buying, and then some read and some don't. The next book I wanted to talk to you guys about is American Rust by Phillip Meyer. Covers a little bit boring, but that's okay. I listened to Phillip Meyer's first book, The Son, which was a behemoth of a family saga. It was phenomenal. Told from the voice of 3 family members through time. The first family member is white male that is actually kidnapped by Indians in the Midwest and raised by them, and it's kind of the family saga of all the different pieces of that. I loved The Son. I know my friend Emily over at the Book Cougars loved The Son. We talk about it whenever we talk about Phillip Meyer. So I rushed out and I got this book, and then I just never read it. Now let me tell you a little bit about what it's about. I'm going to read the back to you. It says, left alone to care for his aging father after his mother commits suicide and his sister escapes to Yale, Isaac English longs for a life beyond his hometown. But when he finally sets out for good, accompanied by his best friend, former high school football star Billy Poe, they are caught in a terrible act of violence that changes their lives forever. Now, I will say the thing that I loved most about Phillip Meyer is his writing style. He kind of has a Cormac McCarthy sort of stark realness to him. He describes the Midwest in such a way it's just so beautifully done, but it's not flowery. It's just really sparse and striking. So I really am excited to read this book. I don't know why I haven't, but if you've read it, I would love to hear about it, and you guys can get it back on the top of my TBR. And I just talked about The Son, and now I'm going to talk about Anne's Son. This book was a little bit everywhere when I picked it up, by David Gilbert. I love books about people who write books. Excuse me. And I knew that this book was about a man who was sort of like a J.D. Salinger, like no one really knew him, but he had written one book that had become part of the American canon. And the name of the book was Ampersand, or Ansign. And he is giving a funeral eulogy for his friend who has just died, and he's an older man, and kind of has a mental breakdown about all of the people that he has treated badly in his life. So he brings his two estranged sons back into his life to try to rectify that situation with them. And it's kind of the story of that. And so I love books about authors and their lives, not so much books about authors writing, but books about authors and how their works have affected other people. And I love a family drama. If you haven't gotten that from my channel yet, I do love a long family saga. So I'm really excited. Has anyone read Anne's Son? It's a kind of a cool cover. I like the way that the bubbles kind of stick it out. I'd love to hear from you about it, and if it should, again, make it back up my list a little bit. That's Anne's Son by David Gilbert. Have you read anything by him? I don't know if this is his first book. I'd love to hear from you guys. The next book, the second to last, the penultimate, is The Guineveres by Sarah Domet. Now, I bought this book because of my friend. I'm totally blanking on names. Do you ever have those days? He texts me random names of books sometimes. Curtis. My friend Curtis. I talked about him before. He's the reason that I had Idaho. The Guineveres is a book about a bunch of girls whose names are all named Guinevere, who all wind up meeting at a convent. And they're there all for different reasons. You can imagine why women or girls are sent to convents. It's not that surprising. And kind of their interaction together, and the introduction of an additional Guinevere that kind of stirs everything up. I thought the book sounded kind of fun. It has the quote on the front said, "A revelation the way that Jeffrey Eugenides' The Virgin Suicides was a revelation." I love Jeffrey Eugenides. I love The Virgin Suicides. Middlesex is one of my favorite books, probably in the top 20 or so. And I even liked his last book, so I always love books that are compared to him. And I think it would be really exciting to get back in this book. Has anyone read it? Has anyone heard of it? The cover, I'm not sure what to make of it, but I really think it sounded exciting. I don't know why I've not read it. So that's The Guineveres by Sarah Domet. And last but not least in this stack of 5 books that I'd love for you guys to get back up to me to reading and talking about them with you is Underground Airlines by Ben H. Winters. Now, I have read 2 of Ben H. Winters' he has a series out. Oh my gosh, I'm totally blanking on the name of it. But he has a series. Oh, The Last Policeman is the first one. The Last Policeman trilogy. Now, I heard about The Last Policeman from Todd Goldberg over at Literary Disco a few years ago. It's a fascinating series about a policeman who's investigating what he thinks is a murder before the end of the world. A comet is coming and everyone knows that the world is going to be destroyed. And so it's kind of this juxtaposition between, do you really investigate a crime? Was it a crime or just a suicide? Because people are committing suicide everywhere. And so he had this book come out, and it was kind of everywhere for a bit, Underground Airlines. It came out at the same time as The Underground Railroad by Colson Whitehead, so it was kind of getting some of that same buzz. It is a futuristic novel, or kind of an offset of what would have happened if slavery didn't end in the United States. There are 4 ginormous parts of the United States that still are practicing slavery, and it's the story of a black man whose job it is to go to the other parts of the United States that don't practice slavery to bring back runaway slaves. And he, of course, it's the modern age, so he can fly there. So he flies, he captures these people who've run away from slavery and brings them back. And so he's a black man doing this to other blacks, and he's free. It's kind of that huge sort of conundrum that sounds utterly fascinating. It reminded me a little bit of This Known World, which I think I talked about on another video, or maybe I did it on my blog. This Known World by, oh, I can't remember his name. I'm having a really tough name day. E.P. Jones, I think. And that was about slavery, black slave owners in the South at the time of slavery. This is about someone who's going out and bringing people back to slavery, but in modern times. So I thought that sounded fantastic, and it was getting really great reviews, and then it got a couple mixed reviews, so I kind of shuffled it down my stack, and it's never made it quite back up again. I was wondering if anyone's read it. Does anyone have an opinion on Underground Airlines by Ben H. Winters? I would love to hear about it and talk about it with you guys. So those are 5 books that have been on my shelf for a long time that I've kind of lost in the shuffle. I'd love to have conversations with you guys about it and see if I can get them moved back up in my TBR. I hope you guys are all having a great weekend. It's Saturday here. I'm about to go actually to a bookstore and another author event. Blanche is about to take a nap because that's what she does right about now. So I hope you guys have a great Saturday. Thank you very much for tuning in, and I will talk to you guys later. Thanks. Bye.